The golden light turret has a unique history in the game of cube defense, having both a blessing and a curse and a rare ability to be gifted. It is quite a difficult tower to both obtain and keep if you want to use it. This tower has both a history and a current and a future that need to be discussed in this video. Get ready for a very interesting historic talk about this tower and what could be coming to the future of it. Guys, before we go any further, would you please consider hitting that like button? It helps me a lot, it helps support me. If you do so, thank you very much, but you don't have to as always. And also, if you would like to see more content similar to this, please go on ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot and it continues to grow this channel further. Thank you. Before we talk about the present and the future, we gotta start with the past. The Golden Light turret has quite a lot of history that needs to be discussed. The tower was released a long time ago. I don't know the exact date of which it was released, but when it was, many things including the upgrade hotkey button were not released. The tower was dropped by the devs to award players who made it into their matches. It is not often that one gets to hang out with creators of a game, especially when you're playing with them in their game. That is quite an achievement and it does deserve an award. The developer dropped the tower, it would fall to the ground as a smaller version of the tower, and it was surrounded by a bit of a semi-transparent golden sphere that matched the coloration of the tower. Whenever a player touched the tower, there was a 50% chance of the tower being added to the player's inventory and being able to be used in future games, and there was also a 50% chance of the tower to explode. If the tower exploded, all players near the explosion would be killed, which made it quite a fun troll for the devs to use in game. I'd often watch them going and chasing other people around trying to explode their friends in game. It's quite a fun thing to avoid. Being such a rare tower, only awarded by the devs, and being a golden version of another tower, it has some special abilities that make it quite an awesome tower. At level 5, whenever you max out this tower, it has a special ability. Its base damage is considered 16, but whenever the tower fires, it does not do just 16 damage. It actually does 16 damage plus the level of the player. So if you have a level of 20 and you use this tower and max it out, you will deal 36 damage. Which is actually quite a lot. That one taps lead cubes. That is very, very impressive. However, this does cap out at 60 damage. It does not allow players with insanely high levels like Eric, Life with Eric YouTube, to be able to use this tower in in-game situations because it does not deal over 60 damage ever. So that is a slight limitation there to prevent it from becoming too overpowered. Another limiting factor of this tower is that it only has a placement limit of 8. This makes it prevents people from spamming it all across the map and making it a good tower to use for the whole game as a spam. However, there is a third limitation which makes this tower truly rare to be seen in games, and this has to do with placement. When a player places this tower, there is a 4% chance for this tower to explode out of the player's inventory. If they explode, the player dies, the tower is removed from their placement inventory and their actual game inventory whenever they return to the lobby. This tower can no longer be placed, they can no longer add it to their inventory. It is gone, it is done. The only way you can re-get that tower is of course by going to the devs once again and regaining that tower from them. And throughout the rest of Revamp, the tower was given out to lucky players that managed to join the devs games. However, things changed when Revamp hit. With the recoding of all of the game, the Golden Light Turret lost its special ability at level 5 to have a high amount of damage. Its max damage instead remained 16 no matter what and was never any different. That made it much less of a usable tower and was, while good, not a great tower to be using compared to some others for early game defenses. It remained out of use by most of the player base for a whole month after Revamp. And now that we've gone over all of the history, let's get into the present, what is happening right now. About a week ago, an update was put out to the game which included a lot of bug fixes and the new golden glue gun, another golden version of a tower. With the bug fixes came the re-implementation of the level 5 special ability of the golden light turret, making it very valuable for use. Once discovered that this ability was returned, many players began using the tower more often, only to find, to their great surprise, that the tower did not explode out of their inventory. The chance of losing the tower had almost completely gone, and the developer's ability to drop the tower had also not been re-implemented. This makes this tower, while very rare now, a good tower to use as a starting tower for most game modes, as it is both cheap and does high damage. It is currently considered one of, if not the best starting towers due to its high damage and cheap upgrade price. Because the chance of the tower exploding out of the inventory had been reduced from 4% to 0.5% chance, players no longer had to risk losing the tower when placing. It was no longer a worry of theirs, and so the tower is now being used much more often in game. I've seen it been used many times now, and I've even used it in a game which you guys have seen me record with Caleb Vines, where we used the golden light turret to survive chaos mode, and we did so quite easily, especially at the beginning with our golden light turrets. Players have actually been using the tower to beat chaos mode solo. It's that good that they can carry themselves with that tower and survive chaos mode all alone. What an impressive tower that is. Let's go on ahead and discuss the future of this tower, because there's a lot up in the air. One thing still has not been re-added to the golden light turret, and that is the ability for it to be gifted by the developers. Many just assume that this is just not a priority of the developers as of current, and this is a reasonable assumption. With them reopening talks and holding the Cube Quest event, the developers have been very busy. They've also yet to re-implement multiple towers, including the Stealth Bomber and the Spike Factory. It's quite a reasonable assumption indeed. However, there's another possible future for this tower, one that has a lot more player notice as of current. The devs recently released a vote on the Discord asking players what they wanted to see coming in the near future of Cube Defense. One of these options has a curious tag as a voting icon. This option reads, leaderboards reset every week and the top 3 players on each board will win a prize, kind of like a tournament. There is a special, the voting tag on this option is curious indeed because it is the golden light turret. Many are beginning to speculate that the golden light turret would be that prize that is awarded to the top 3 players of each leaderboard. And that is actually a reasonable assumption. The tower has not had its re-implementations of its award mechanic yet, making it a valuable reward indeed. However, I will note some negatives here, as many of the players on the top of the leaderboard already own this tower, as they have already been given to it by the devs, and it may not be as worthy of a tower to be awarded out, as many players already own it and there really isn't that much interest. The future of the golden light turret seems unknown for now, but be prepared. The devs may decide to release the tower in a whole other way we don't even know yet. Being such a powerful tower, I personally doubt they would make it an easily available tower to the public. For now, if you own the tower, enjoy it while you can. Your chance of losing the tower is actually really low. Go ahead and play some games. If you have the levels and towers to do so, go beat Chaos Mode solo. I haven't done it yet. I'm going to pretty soon. Right now, the tower is completely unobtainable, making it a very rare tower and something worthy of boasting about to your friends, and also showing off that you've met the devs before. So I encourage you to go show off to your friends if you own it, and use it in games. It's quite a useful and fun tower to use. Guys, I hope you did enjoy this overview of the golden light turret. If you did, would you please consider hitting that like button? It really helps me out and the channel. And also, if you want to see more content like this, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well. But of course, guys, it is your choice, not mine. I do not make you do anything. It is always your choice to do what you do in relation to what I ask. Guys, Hope you did enjoy. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.